Greetings, everyone. My name is Jonathan Bailey, and I'm from the site Plagiarism Today, which can be found at plagiarismtoday.com. And today I was really hoping I'd get some big copyright news in or something, but screw me, it's a pretty dead week for copyright news. Someone go sue Google or something. Seriously, it's kind of sad when I pop into Google News and find that the latest copyright news is actually from Monday. But I digress. The big news today, or at least the interesting news today that I'm going to talk about, is that the FBI has introduced its new warnings for DVDs and, well, exclusively for DVDs, actually. There's no and. That's technically incorrect. Basically, the FBI and the MPAA as partner, they have launched, they've announced, or rather ripped the curtain off of, if you will, their new DVDs, anti-piracy warnings. And they actually have two screens. I'm going to show them to you real fast. The first one you might recognize at least partially. It's pretty standard FBI warning. It says the unauthorized reproduction, blah, blah, blah. Criminal copyright infringement is investigated by federal law enforcement agencies and is punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a fine of $250,000. Pretty standard legalese. Removes a line about whether it is or is not for commercial gain. However, what is interesting about it is that there are now two logos. You have the standard FBI Anti-Piracy logo, but also the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement logo there. This is an update to the law after 2008, after the Pro-IP Act, which gave ICE a lot of authority in this area. So it'll be a black screen instead of a blue, two logos, and slightly stripped down text. However, they've also introduced a second warning, this one from the IPR Center, which also comes from Pro-IP, and here's that one. And I have no idea why my video is cropping that off, but we'll just roll with it. It just simply says, piracy is not a victimless crime. For more information on how digital theft harms the economy, please visit, and then the site. Very simple, very short text, and has a logo for the IPR Center there right above it. Not much to say about those. But long story short, on the case of the FBI one, it's other than the addition of the ICE logo, it's more of a color change and a minor text tweak, and the big additions, of course, the IPR Center. But what's interesting is that both of these pages or screens will be displayed and will be unskippable on DVDs and Blu-rays that are legally purchased. And yeah, you see, I've got two problems with these warnings, and I want to make it clear before I start. I'm not necessarily opposed to these types of warnings and other things on DVDs. In fact, I think if used correctly, they can be a great source for copyright education. But if they're used incorrectly, they can be very frustrating, they can come across as condescending, and they can do more harm than good, which is what I believe these do. But the two reasons I have issues with this, one is that I just mentioned they're going to be unskippable, and that is just another excuse for people who want to pirate content to do so, because these are not included on pirated copies of DVDs, and therefore the people that aren't the paying customers don't have to put up with this hassle. They get a better product in many ways, and that's very saddening for people who, like me, pay money for DVDs and enjoy buying their media. The other reason, though, I'm upset about it is, once again, this logo and these screens will only be used by, or only be allowed to be used by, the MPAA and the four major motion studios that are part of it. I've said it before and I've said it again. The FBI warning, everyone contributes taxes to the FBI, everyone contributes taxes to the federal government, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the IPR Center. We all pay taxes to it. We all deserve the right to use it equally, I think. I mean, it's a situation where they're doling out preferential treatment to certain copyright holders, in this case the major motion picture studios. I've got lots of friends here in New Orleans who are independent filmmakers. They release DVDs all the time. I'm sure they would love to have a professional-looking FBI anti-piracy warning, but they can't do it legally. They have to, if they're doing any copyright warning at all, they have to do a very, different one that is noticeably not the MPAA style. Now, there was talk, and the FBI did release its logo for greater use, but once again, they've gone back, and this particular logo is only for use with permission, and it can be punished. You can be punished if you use it without authorization. In fact, it's kind of dubious that I even put it in this video, probably, though I'm doing it for the purpose of commentary and criticism. FBI, I'm looking at you. So yes, new FBI DVD warnings coming to a DVD/Blu-ray near you. I have no idea what else to say, really. It's just, it's a frustrating situation, and I hope that the FBI comes around and realizes just how silly all this really is. But until that time, this is Jonathan Bailey, signing off.